forgetting. Here we go. There's the recording. Let's get this thing started. I was thinking like there's something I don't have ready, but it was the recording. Okay. Um, let's get this thing started on this beautiful morning. First things first, let's start our morning with some gratitude that you are awake this morning, that you have another day on this beautiful planet, and that you have another day to crush your goals and to go towards the vision you have. Okay, so for me personally, I'm so grateful that I'm here again, that I can share my knowledge again, that I have the beautiful people around me sharing the same vision and going. Yeah, that we're going together to help a lot of people really go after their goals and dreams. Okay, so grateful for all chances in life. I love to see that. If you're grateful for something this morning, let me know in the chat box. It can be the most simple thing. In my opinion, this is the most powerful exercise you can do for yourself is just starting your day with some gratitude. Yeah, that's in my opinion changed so much for me personally because I started my days way more positive. Like in the past, and I'm talking years back. I'm not talking a few weeks. I'm talking years back. In the past, I woke up. First thing I was doing, going through social media, watching the news, and all these kind of things. And the first thing, before you know it, you're like more in a negative spiral than positive. So that's the thing I really changed in the morning for me personally, and it just changed so much for me because you will see that you will be more positive in life and be more motivated to really go after everything you want. Okay, so good. Let's start. Like you guys know, what I'm doing here is just reviewing all the price traps from last week. Talk about what the opportunities were. We had a few price traps. I think it was only 6 of them. And yeah, we did had some good opportunities as price traps last week. Also, this week was already a good start of the week. So yeah, let's just go over it. If you have any questions, if you have any price traps, if you have any ideas you were looking at and you want to have my vision on it, or you want to see me reviewing it, just let me know. Drop it in the chat box with a link, and I will go over that. Okay. So first one from last week, AUDJPY. We had a beautiful high, we had a beautiful low. I think this is pretty clear. This is also what we are doing here. If you're new, we simply want to find highs and lows in the market and wait for the market to break one of them. Okay, once the market breaks one of them, we know the direction. So if we break to the downside, we know that we want to see the market going down. If we break to the upside, like we have seen on AUDJPY, we want to see a push to the upside. And yeah, take some profits from that movement. Okay, first of all, before I go further with this, I'm not here to give you any financial advice. The only thing I'm doing here is sharing my knowledge, and so you can use that to go in the markets yourself. I'm not here to take any of your money, not here to promote any brokers or that kind of stuff. No, I'm just here to share my experience and knowledge I have gained over the years. All right, for people who do not know this, I'm already in the markets from 2018. So yeah, I'm getting old. No, just kidding, just kidding. I'm still young. But yeah, I'm already here for a couple of years. Okay. But good. Let's see what do we have here. ADJPY. The very first thing we want to see is of course the breakout. And how do I confirm this breakout? Well, it's pretty simple. I want to see a 1-hour candle closure above my high. Okay. Once I see that, I want to wait for the market to turn back, to go back into my zone, to at least this blue zone you see right over here. So what have we seen? The market gave us that 1-hour candle close, and then it came back to that blue zone. The next thing we want to look at is price action. Okay, I really want you to how do I say it? Go over this over and over again and really teach yourself these candlestick patterns and how the market looks when the market is turning around and so on and so forth. So engulfing candles, rejection, dojis, and so on and so forth. So candlestick patterns, very important to know the next movement or the next direction once we got the retest. And if we take a look at that at AED what have we seen? Market, first of all, let's talk about the first one. We saw some rejection here, and we also saw a beautiful engulfing right over here. Okay, so if we then go to the 30-minute time frame, we saw exactly the same thing. Rejection over here, engulfing candle right over here also, excuse me, engulfing candles. 15-minute time frame, let's take a look. What have we seen? Engulfing, rejections, engulfings, rejections. So we had so much opportunity there to react on these candlestick patterns. Okay, we have different ways of reacting on price traps. You gotta find your own, what you like the most, what you like to react on the most. You have passive ways like using buy limits in this example because we're looking for buys, or you can just watch price action live and go for the market executions, or like you guys know, use the fits on your candlestick patterns. For the people who are following me for a long time, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you can see, we had here a beautiful example. So you could go for like around a 15 pip stop, something like that, was room enough, maybe 20 if you want to give the market room enough. And like you can see, the market went for almost 80 pips to the upside. So a 1-on-3 risk to reward was definitely possible on AUD I think this was a beautiful start of our Wednesday price traps. Okay, so good. That's AUD Let's move on. CHF What happened here? This was the opposite direction. Like you can see, the market broke to the downside, came back for the retest, and look at that, beautiful how the market was rejecting and showing you the engulfing candle. If you do not know what an engulfing candle is, it's pretty simple. It's the market moving back to our zone with, in my case, blue candles. I like to use blue and black, or gray and white, or black and white, excuse me. That's also my other chart, looks like that. But like you can see, you want to see, like, if the market turns back with these blue candles, you want to see an opposite direction candle eating the previous one. We also called this in the past the Pac-Man candle, like the Pac-Man eating the ghosts in the game. Well, you want to see that also with these candles. It needs to engulf, it needs to overlap the previous candles. Okay, and that's what we have seen on the 1 hour. We have seen that on the 30, we have seen that on the 15. So every single time frame was showing us that the market was going down. It did go down. Did it go far? Absolutely not. It only went for 45 pips to the downside, and we had a pretty big stop loss over there. So was this a take profit? No, absolutely not. Was this a break even? Depends on your stop loss, how big of a stop loss you have used. If it was a big stop loss like you have seen here, like around 30 pips, you would definitely have a stop loss, because I only go risk free after 1 or 2 risk to reward, which means if you have a 30 pip stop loss, you want to see the market move 60 pips, then you go break even, and then you let the market do its thing and maybe go to take profit. That was not the case here for CHF JPY. Okay, so nice try, beautiful price action, everything was in place. If you took a stop loss on that and you're like, how does it come that I took a stop loss on this? Don't mess around too much with your head, because sometimes a stop loss is just a stop loss, even if you followed your rules exactly like you have to. Okay, sometimes you just have to accept that. Know that 100% win rate on trading, it just doesn't exist. Okay, next one, Euro NZD. Let me check, where were we? Thursday, Wednesday was right over here. We did have some price action over here, so yeah, definitely you could find yourself here. I'm talking about this first. You could find yourself some entries over here with the market running for around 40, 45 pips, something like that. With a 20 pip stop, this was definitely a break even. And then the market went a little bit higher. There's one thing I say a lot of times is, as long as the market respects the structure, you can still look for the downwards movements. In this example, of course, if you're looking for buy movements, of course, you can still look for buys. And what do I mean with as long as the market respects the structure? Well, as long as the market respects the lows or the highs that the market is creating, we can still look for downward movements. Okay, I need to get used that these are arrows now, but yeah, here we saw that we had another rejection candle on that 1 hour time frame. The 30-minute time frame was also showing a lot of bearish pressure, and then the 15-minute time frame, we saw a beautiful engulfing candle. So right over here again, you had a good opportunity to react on around the 30 pip stop, but the market went only for 49 pips to the downside. So CHF Euro NZD and CHF JPY did a little bit of the same things, which didn't give us the best opportunity here to have a take profit. All right, so these two weren't that great. Good, let's move on. Euro USD. This was beautiful. All right, what have we seen? Market broke out. This was the first breakout, by the way. This was just after the session. We came back for that retest. We had 2 different opportunities here. The second one was a little bit more difficult. This was very clear. Then the second one, we saw that evening star, 15-minute time frame. Like you can see, beautiful engulfing candle over here. So I think this was a very small stop. If I'm, yeah, there we go. Like a 7 pip stop. Market went for almost 17 pips in profit. So break even was in place over there. So yeah, it depends a little bit how you reacted, what your stop loss was, if this is a break even, yes or no. But the market did go beautifully in our direction, and this is a beautiful example. Like, as long as we respect the structure, we can still look for downwards movement. So we have the breakout, we have the retest here, we have the retest here. We were still respecting these highs, and like you can see, the market just went lower. Okay. So for Euro USD, it was a little hard here. Okay, that's no secret. After that, like I've said last week, if you watched the recording from last week, we had a new low. So we had new structure over here, and the market broke massively through that. So then we came back for the retest, and then we had some good price action. Also, evening stars, 15-minute time frame, engulfing candles. So definitely over here, you also had an opportunity to react on that. Of course, I didn't give this. I only come live for 1 day a week for the public part. But like you can see, yeah, this was just beautiful. And like you can see, if you just follow the structure, we made a new low, market breaks below that, gives us the retest. We make a new low, market breaks below, gives us a retest. We make the new low. What can we expect now? Another retest. Okay, so this is simply following structure, following the market, creating lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so beautiful to see this, beautiful exercise to go through this and how the market actually moves. NZD also very nice price trap here. Market broke out, came back for the retest, engulfing on the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, engulfing candle, 50-minute time frame did exactly the same thing. So yeah, this was just beautiful. Okay, I think this was a 10 pip. Oh, this is even a 7 pip stop. And like you can see, the market went for almost 30 pips to the upside. So 1 on 3 risk to reward is also very possible on this idea. So we had 2 bad ones, 2 good ones, 50% win rate. If you go 1 on 3 risk to reward, you're massively in profit. Okay, that's why I keep talking about risk to reward. If you do not know what this is, it's pretty simple. If you have, for example, 1 on 3 risk to reward, what are we doing? We are risking 1% to gain 3%. So imagine you took all four trades. These were 2 take profits. So you had 6% profit, but 2 losses, which is only minus 2%, you're still 4% up. That's why you really want to pay attention to your risk management and make sure you have a very clear plan that you can follow. Okay, so that's for NZD CHF. For gold, yeah, we were a little consolidating. When was this? This was Wednesday. Okay, this was one that I took personally. Also, was a very nice idea, very clean. Market created engulfings, evening stars, 30-minute time frame engulfings, evening stars, and 15-minute time frames, exactly the same thing. Like you can see, engulfing candles, evening stars. Even if you would go to the 5-minute all the way down, you will see that the market, if we focus on the structure, this is a higher low. This is another higher low. Market breaks below that, comes back for the retest, and boom, market takes off. Okay, so that was also a very beautiful idea here. I think this was like a 100 pip stop, something like that. 150, 200 pips, something, yeah, around that area, and we almost went 900 or 90 pips. Now I'm doubting what I'm seeing here. But the 1 on 3 risk to reward was definitely in place. Okay, so for me personally, what I really love, and that's what I want to give you as last review of our price traps, is when we have the breakout, the market creates a low, right? If the market is back for that retest, what I really like to see, if we have that entry, that our take profit is not below this low here, that our take profit is still above this. So we don't need to break structure to have our take profit hit. Okay, it's also better if the market keeps on going, because then you're really running a trend there. But here we started consolidating, but our take profit was hit because we didn't have to break previous structure. This is something I really love in my price traps. Okay, so good. That's it. That were the price traps from last week. If you have any price traps for this week that you're looking at, let me know in the chat box, and I will look at it. Good. let's go through the charts and see what we have for today. We had a very strong market yesterday, and then I'm talking about crypto mainly. I will go over crypto in a moment. Just let me first check what we have for price drops today. I know there's not a lot. There's not a lot going on in the charts today. I personally don't really like what I'm seeing. Also, yesterday we did had a few price drops, which was pretty good. We had some good price drops there. Monday was a beautiful day. Um, but let's see what we have for today. So Euro USD is the very first one where we can focus on the downtrending market. If we can have a new retest right now. So I'm gonna give this an orange flag. By the way, my colors are pretty simple. If I put a red flag on it, it means the market is still in between my high and my low. If I put an orange flag on it, it means that it broke out, but we are not for the back for the retest yet. And if we are back for the retest, I'm using a blue flag. Okay, and of course the green flag is pretty simple. I'm in that trade. I'm running that trade. That's the color pattern I'm using. Okay. So good. I also like this structure here. Let's trap it. Let's see. We already had a beautiful breakout retest here last week for GN. So red flag for GN because we are still in between the high and the low. GU, nope. And the Canadian, doubtful. I'm gonna put the resistance at this point for now. If the market decides to go back to the lows, we can adjust the high to this little wick here. Okay. There we go. Yesterday I got a lot of messages and yeah, I saw a lot of panic in the charts, and then I'm talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on and so forth. Are we in a bear market? Is this the moment to sell? That's questions I'm gonna answer in a moment. Maybe we can watch another breakout retest to the downside for gold. We have like the break of the lows here. We are still in that consolidation move, so it's a little risky, but I do like what I'm seeing here. So if we maybe can push a little higher today and then find price action to push lower, that will be a very nice and clean price trap. You're not gonna say me we only have 4 price traps, right? Any pairs you guys are watching? Maybe that I'm missing. This is a massive consolidation. You can trap this on the 4 hour. This is more like a 4 hour price trap, but I personally don't really like these big massive price traps. Nasty, nasty. Nope. Looks like I'm gonna leave it with this. I was waiting for the retest for NSD Canadian into these supply zones after this massive consolidation. That was yesterday, but today maybe we can see something like this. But we shall see. We first need our confirmation of the breakout, which we don't have yet. We do have that retest here, basically right now, but I think we missed it. Like this is clean. Did I trap it yesterday? No, I didn't. So we are back for the retest, rejection on the 1 hour time frame, 30-minute time frame. Okay, also pretty strong. 15 engulfing. Yeah, this was the entry. This night, like around 3:30. But of course, most of us were sleeping. Some people I know from the United States are following the recording, so maybe you guys were able to catch it. But that will be it for today. So we have gold, which is basically at entry right now, if you want to. This is maybe a good live example here. I would go for 100 pips and then a 300 pip take profit. Again, we don't need to break the lows to have the take profit here. So that's something I really like. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like this. Push higher, price action, and then lower. Let me go a little bit more in detail here. Yeah, that was the entry around this area. We are still close, so if you want to. This is just an example. I'm not saying you have to sell anything or buy anything like you guys know. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out. I'm gonna just leave it here so we can go for a 100 pip stop and a 300 pip take profit. Good. What do we have for the news today? Okay, we have ADP, front runner of NFP. It can be that this time will not be correct, that it will be a little bit delayed because of the US government shutdown. It's officially the longest shutdown we have seen in the history of the United States. Trump is gonna talk tonight, so something to be aware of. Also on the Canadian pairs, be careful. Then we have tomorrow pound on 1 p.m. 4:30, another Canadian news. And then of course we have this one. First week of the month, every first Friday of the month, we have NFP, which is pretty heavy. So please be aware of that and be careful. You see that there is not a time next to it. That's simply, normally it's always at 2:30, but because of the shutdown, it can be delayed. Okay, we have a French bank holiday, United States bank holiday. Yeah, of course, November 11 is a holiday next week, and then on Wednesday it's looking pretty calm. Okay, so the major news events to look at this week is the NFP, of course, Friday. Then we also have the pound news on Thursday, and today we have the ADP. These are the major things I would be looking at. And of course, Trump. Trump is also speaking, so that's also a major thing to look at. For the rest, it's looking pretty calm. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. We are back. I do expect a sweep of the high. So personally, I'm not reacting. I'm just showing you an example how you can find yourself some entries. So for example, rejection 1 hour time frame, beautiful bearish push, engulfing on the 30, engulfing on the 15. What you can do then is pretty simple. You go with your fips, put it on the body of the candle, and then your entry should be on the closest fib. Now I was a little low here, so I can put it a little higher. Then go for 100 pips here, and of course 300 pips to the downside. There we go. But I do expect the market to sweep the highs first. Let's see. Maybe I'm not correct. Maybe we will drop from this point. Then I'm missing out on it, but I don't care. I will have opportunities enough the coming days and coming weeks. Okay, let's get into the interesting part, or the most interesting part right now. Bitcoin. What happened here? Damn, son. All right, we had a massive drop. Of course, last week I was still bullish. Like you guys know, I always follow this up every single day. So every single day I wake up, I look at the daily candle, I look at what the market has done, and then I can see like, okay, what can I expect the upcoming days? Okay. First of all, if you are in panic right now, don't be. Please stay calm. This is something I really want to share because a lot of people see these massive down moves like minus 10% on Ethereum, minus 6% on Bitcoin. The altcoins are really crashing down. And a lot of people start to panic and start to sell because they think the market is going to go to zero, or it's going to go in another bear market in a few days. That's the mindset people have. If you're now listening to me and you're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. The market never goes in a few days to do a bear market. It always takes months and weeks and even years. Well, you're thinking correct, because a lot of people, yeah, when they see these things, I know it's scary. If you're opening your wallets and you see these down numbers, these strong down numbers like yesterday, it can be a moment of fear and a moment of panic. But always make sure to just slow down and take time to just go to these higher time frames, guys. Just open this up and ask yourself, are we really dropping that much? Are we really getting like um bear market vibes? In my opinion, not really. Okay, it was strong, I'm not gonna lie. It is pity, all right? But for me, it was something I saw this coming. Like yesterday, I said exactly, like we were around 106, 105, and I told you guys, like, this wick over here, the market is gonna take that. The market is gonna take out all these buyers here. There's a lot of buyers here. Also right over here, by the way, a lot of buyers, right? And the market, before it goes in another leg up or another move to the upside, it tends to take out the buyers first, the retail buyers. So that's what we have seen right now. The market is just taking out all the liquidity, it's taking out all the buyers. So here also, it's just taking out all the buyers. So this, don't be surprised if we see the next day the market dip below this and then start moving higher to react on this beautiful demand zone that's sitting here. I wouldn't be surprised if we even go below this and take out this liquidity also. These are zones I would be looking at. So I'm gonna delete everything. Let me first make sure you guys understand what I was drawing here last week. Last week we saw the break of structure, and I was like, okay, we are creating some bullish price action. But the moment, like one day after, Thursday evening, when I saw this low gets printed, I was like, this is not good. Or it's not that it's not good, but this is not the bullish move I was expecting. The market is just not respecting it. We were going below these ones here. So the moment I saw this, I was like, okay, there's a very high chance we will see something like that. And this is simply because I'm following structure. This is simply because I'm following highs and lows, right? And this is what I really would say to you. If you're in these markets, just follow it up by the highs and the lows. And mostly of the time, you will know the direction before the direction happens. Okay? So now I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to leave this on my chart because I do believe we can still go lower right now, because we're also having, look at that, high, low, lower high, lower low. We can see a little retracement to then go lower and then maybe have another leg up. But this last part, this is crystal ball theory. This is like feeling where's the wind and maybe it's gonna go up. No, that's not what we want to do. This is just what I'm gonna do right now is just follow up. What's the market doing? When the market turns back, do we respect these supply zones? Will we react to the downside when the market comes back here? Or will the market just drop further, take out the liquidity I'm talking about, and then go push higher and start breaking previous highs? The moment I will be bullish again, the moment I will be saying like, okay, we can expect some legs up, is the moment we start to break structure. And that's not the point at this case. At this case, I'm bearish. Yes, sir. Not on the long term, but on the short term. And what I'm talking, let me say mid-term. I'm talking about this week. Next week, I do expect the market to maybe drop a little further. And maybe at the end of the month, we can expect the market to start climbing back up again. But this is basically a little bit, it's not really surprising me. I personally, what I said, I'm not sure if I said it last week. Maybe it's a good idea to watch my own recordings to know what I exactly said. But I think I was saying like around this, something like that. Like I see the market maybe consolidating for a few, and I see the dominance going higher because this is something I've been waiting for a long time. The dominance getting back higher to see something like we have seen here. The market started to drop. We created a massive retracement to then have the major dominance drop. We still haven't seen that major dominance drop, right? And this is why I'm showing you this is simply because of the alt season. A lot of people say we already had the alt season. This time we don't have an alt season. In my opinion, it's still too early to say that because we have seen that downtrending move here and then the market spike up again. This is the same thing we have seen here right now. We see the market down move, going to the downside. Now I want to see like a spike up back into this zone. Oof, we're almost there, like this, and then have maybe the alt season we are waiting for. It's also possible it will not be there, but we will have time enough. And that's what I said in the beginning. Please do not panic. Please just um, be patient and be calm and watch the markets. Because if we go back in time and we take a look at how the all-time highs are formed, every single all-time high, by the way, we always have time. We always have time. All right. So first, I remember so good, like I warned everyone about the bear market, the previous one, because we were breaking structure, right? We broke the lows, we came back, we created a lower high, and the market started dropping, right? Look how much time you had. This was the massive move to the downside. And then the market, this is April, went all the way back down, back up, like for 1 month. So you had a month's time to catch this top. In my opinion, this is still the top. And then the market moves down to like 30K, something like that. And then we push higher again. Let's look at this one here. Market break structure. Here, we break that structure. We create a retest here. We didn't go that high here, but we did came back to that 60K area. And this is also like the moment we started breaking structure was like November. Oof, same time, same time. And then we got the retracement like around the end of the month. Remember my words, what I said. Maybe we can see at the end of the month a retracement. I'm not gonna say this is the trigger for the bear market. I think this is a little too early to say that. But just I show you this just to show you like calm down. You will have the time. There will be a relief rally or there will be a retracement that we have opportunity enough to take out our investments. Okay? I'm not gonna say you have to do this. This is just my knowledge and view I have about these markets. If we take a look, for example, this is like 2021. But if we go, I wasn't in this bull run. This bull run, I didn't even know Bitcoin, or yeah, I knew it, but for different reasons. Um, but we saw also the break of the structure. Look at that, the market, like the end of the year, and then we had days that the market was going up, days time to cash out on the tops. This is still a top for me, like 2,000 difference. Come on, man. And then we dropped all the way back to the 3,000 level. All right. And you will see that we have time, right? Don't be panicking too much, and don't be panic selling. For Ethereum, yeah, I was looking at the same, of course, because we had the break of structure. We did not break this. We were breaking the other way around. So yeah, I think this is clear that we could expect that retest to go lower again. If I watch my chart from yesterday, what did I say, guys? We were around 3,500. I told you, you're like, okay, I see maybe these lows getting taken out, and I was very interested in this zone over here. And guess where the market is reacting? This is not coincidence. This is not coincidence. So am I panicking? Maybe a little. Maybe I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm like, it's starting to look a little bearish here. But if you look at a fundamental and economic basis around this, there is still so much money waiting at the side, trillions of dollars waiting at the side to get pushed back in. Not only crypto, also stocks and gold and so on and so forth. But there is, in my opinion, there is too much money sitting on the side, waiting on the side, that it's maybe too early for a bear market. Okay, but that's a little early, or yeah, it's difficult to say at this point. So let's see how this weekly closes. If the weekly can close with a massive rejection, I would say okay, we are going like I personally am expecting. We gotta watch the supply zone, same like on Bitcoin. We gotta watch that supply zone, how the market will react on that. Can we break above it? Will we respect it? If the market respects, we can go lower. And that's what we basically need to watch. The lower coins also, I know it can hurt. I know it's looking pretty pretty strong. If we take a look at the Uniswap, Hedera is still strong. Ripple also still strong. Stellar still strong. Solana still very strong. So in my opinion, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Look at that. I left it on here with purpose. We are back in the zone, guys. We are back. So now we can maybe expect the next leg up for the altcoins, for Ethereum, for Solana. Same thing here. We are back in the demand zones. So in my opinion, it's still looking good, but we shall see. We will just be patient, stay calm. I'm talking to myself here. Uh, yeah, just don't panic sell, all right? You don't want to, always remember, you want to sell high and buy low. If you would be selling right now, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is this high or low that you're selling? This is low. Imagine the market comes back to a pullback like this. Are you selling high or low? You're selling high. All right. Never sell on the lows. That's a big thing that you really want to remind yourself every single day again. Okay. So I hope you guys are a little calm and not too panicked. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to say what you need to do. I just want to share my vision and my knowledge because I've been in crypto since 2018. So I have seen some things and I'm used to some things here. But I would be personally, yeah, stay calm and we shall see what the next coming days will bring. Okay. So that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. We see each other back next week for the review of our price swaps and of course from crypto. It will be interesting, but I wish you all a beautiful week and we see each other very soon again. Ciao, ciao.